Hello and welcome to this video tutorial on how to create an interactive lesson using notebook software for use with a smartboard in a classroom setting. I am going to show you how to create a classroom lesson for guided practice and instructional purposes on comparing fractions. As you can see, the notebook software icon is located on my desktop at the top of the screen near the middle. Double-click on the to open the program. First, we will create a title page for this lesson. To insert new text, simply click inside of your page and begin typing to create a text box. Our title will be Comparing Fractions. We will highlight the text and change the size to 48. We can also change the color to red. To help all the text be on one line for the title, simply click and drag the white circle on the right side of your text box to the right to extend your title. Click outside of the text box and then you can click and drag these words wherever you'd like them to go. Next, I'd like to include an I can statement that includes the state standard that goes along with my lesson. It is, I can tell if fractions are greater than or less than one another by using images. Then I will click and highlight that text, change the size this time to 36, and the color to blue. Then I'll click outside of the text box and center it underneath the main title. Finally, I want to change the background color to make my lesson bright and colorful to be more engaging for my students. I will go over to the color palette in the left tab, make sure that solid fill is selected and choose yellow. Then I will go back to page view. Anytime you want to insert a new page in your smartboard lesson, simply click the white page at the top menu bar with the green plus sign. Again, I'm going to change my background color to yellow and go back to page view. I would like to insert a KWL chart here so that I can talk with students about what they already know about fractions, what I want them to know for comparing fractions, and when we're done with our lessons, we'll come back and fill in what they learned. In order to create a table on notebook software, click Insert in the very top menu. On the drop-down, select Table. We will have a 3 square wide table and it will be 6 squares tall. To make my table larger, I will highlight it and then click the circle in the bottom right corner and drag it down and to the right. I would also like each section to be bigger, so I will click and drag each horizontal line downward slightly. When I go through and complete the KWL chart with my students, by either writing in these boxes or typing in them, or having my students help me write or type in them, it will give me more room to fit the words and numbers. Finally, I want section headings. So in the top left section, I will type what I know. In the top middle section, and in the top right section, what I learned. For each of these text boxes, I want to make them look organized and uniform. So I will change the size of each text box to 28 and center those words inside of the box. I think that doing this also helps your students stay more focused and they aren't as distracted by a lack of uniformity. And there is your KWL chart. I will add one more page by clicking the Add Page logo, going over to my color palette icon, changing the background to yellow, and going back to page view. The title of this page will be Comparing Fractions with Images. I will again highlight that text, change the size to 36, and the color to purple. I again want my text to all be on one line, so I will extend the text box to the right. Then I will click and drag my text box to center it. Notebook software has a fabulous gallery sampler that includes a myriad of pictures, backgrounds, interactive and multimedia tools, notebook files, and pages or themes. The gallery sampler is located in a left tab that looks like a picture frame, so click on it and then choose the gallery sampler folder. In the search bar, we are going to type in fraction. To search, we click the magnifying glass. To find the fractional pieces, we go to the Pictures and Backgrounds drop-down arrow. Look at how many fractional pieces they have available. It's like interactive manipulatives. We're going to compare two fractions for this lesson today. Our first will be 1/2. So we will double-click the 1/2 piece. It's far too large, so I will click on my piece, and in the bottom right corner, I will click and drag that white circle up to make my piece fit better. I will then move the piece to the left side of the page. I also want to include a fraction that represents this picture, so I will type in a new text box, 1, press enter, and 2 as my denominator directly below the numerator. I will highlight both numbers and change their font size to 36. Then I can click and drag that fraction so that it is centered underneath the tile. Now I don't have a fraction bar, so I'm going to go to the Lines tool at the top menu bar on Notebook. I will click Lines and then select the one that has no arrows. Then I will go between my numerator and denominator and click and drag to create the fractional bar. I will go back to the top. It's important to remember to select the pointer arrow so that you can move that fraction bar equally between your numerator and denominator. Then I also want to choose the fraction 2/3. So I will click 2 of the third pieces. And again, they are too large to fit on my page. So I will click them and drag them to make them smaller. I want to try to get them as close to the size of the 1/2 fraction as I can. That looks fairly equal. I will put them together and adjust the size so that they are equal as well. Then I will want to go underneath that fraction and type in 2/3. 2, press enter, 3. Highlight both numbers and change the size again to 36. I will center them under my fraction, and I will choose my line tool for my fraction bar. I will click the Select tool so that I can move the fraction bar to my preference. And there you have two fractional images for students to compare. You can go back and add as many fractional images and graphics as you like and as many pages as you want from here. I am finished for today, so I'm going to go back to page view. Before I teach any lesson, I want to check over it and make sure I am satisfied with it. To check my lesson and how it will look when I present it to students, I click on the first page, and at the top menu bar, you can see a blue screen that says full screen, so click on that. This is how my lesson will look to students on the smartboard. To navigate between the pages I created, I click the blue arrows, and it looks great. I hope that this tutorial was helpful to you, and thank you so much.